Hello, Bears fans. This is the Bourbon Bear coming live at you on a Friday. Congrats on the big win to the Bears yesterday against Seattle in Seattle with an impressive first drive by the Bears to get 3 points out of it. I know there's going to be a lot of takes about Justin Fields' time in the game, but overall, I think he did pretty well with what he had going in front of him. Again, 2 nice passes to Cole. I did like the first pass to Cole. That was a true development / screen route. Kind of worked out well for them, and then again the deep throw was a good look as well. But obviously we didn't see a lot of the ones. Again, the number 2s have been delivering those preseason. If you've been betting it, it's been fantastic. And my buddy Kevin White just actually sent me a video of a bettor that won the over-under. He took the under in that last play of the fourth quarter when they could have scored or could have kicked a field goal for it to go over. He won $100,000, so shout out to him. That's a cool story here in the preseason. But overall takeaways from the game, though, I mean, not a whole lot went on. The defense looked great. Melvin Gordon didn't have a ton of reps, but it was good to see him out there. Jones Jr. with a great return, was a little nervous after the fumble to start with the kickoff, but overall in all, I thought they played fine. You can't take a lot of notes away from what you saw, but end of the day, that's preseason for you. I don't think they're going to get much time, if any, in Game 3, so we have to base on what we know on what we saw yesterday on top of Game 1. But ultimately, the team doesn't look terrible. I mean, we're not going to say we're going to be, this 12 and 5 team now, 17 games, but I think they're going to be fine. I feel a lot more confident in what the scheme looks like. Again, the line didn't do great against the pass block yesterday, but against the run, they look solid. I like the move of Jenkins to guard. It looked pretty fluid. He was known for that bruiser kind of role in college, so seeing him at guard and just kind of dismantling people sounds fine. And the defense as a whole, again, the pass rush, there's going to be a lot of flags there throughout the year. They looked okay. The secondary looked fine. I mean, Seattle really couldn't get much going with their ones, and even in the first drive, they had Lockett and Metcalf in. So overall, I think we're going to be in solid grounds here. I'm not saying we're going to blow the world apart here, but I think that 6.5 win total, leaning a lot toward the over, just based on what I saw. Now, going from there, though, hitting on the Roquan situation, the Bears blog posted a pretty definitive reason of what these contract issues are going on, which again, if Roquan's out there, I'm loving this defense, but they said the offer was $95 million. So again, you're looking at the $19 million a year mark, which I think is totally fair to Roquan. I think it's fair to the franchise, but there are always questions about that backloaded piece. So we figured out a little bit more on that. We don't know if this is actually confirmed, but again, based on our sources, it turns out that these de-incentivizers are based on the fact that it was off the field issues that come up, he would have his pay withheld. So, can't go into too much detail about what that means yet because we don't have a lot on it, but it kind of makes sense. You're in a new franchise, you're in a new defense, you're going to pay the guy $19 million a year, and I don't even know how much was guaranteed of that, but off-the-field stuff can be a no-fly zone for your number one player. So if that's really the hiccup from Roquan's camp, that is concerning. And again, I'm hoping they work this out still before the start of the season, but if that's going to be the make or break, and that's Roquan's biggest pushback, I have no word to say. Then at that point, I think the more viable option is trading him, because literally you're just asking him to do on-the-field work and just be a model citizen off the field. Again, he's a Georgia linebacker. Thought he was just, a stand-up guy. Again, there was that situation in 2019 where he missed a game and no one knew what the heck was going on. And then apparently in 2020, news came out that he was on a party yacht when they were supposed to be socially distancing during COVID, which puts up a red flag of the fact of his commitment there. Do we know much more about this? Not really yet, but we do want to dive deeper as, again, if you're going to pay the guy $95 million, that's going to take up roughly 10% of your team budget. It's crazy if that's going to be the disqualifier there. So, knock on wood, they figure it out, and hopefully with that news coming out, I think things will change very soon, again, if they're going to trade or keep him with that info coming out now. Again, it's a credible source, but not a true source, so we don't know yet, is the moral story with Roquan. But taking away from that, though, again, the first 2 preseason games, though, the team has some solid parts going on right now. Again, Britzker Game 1 was just fantastic. Jones Jr. Game 2 with that great return. I'm just hopefully not banking on them just having him as a return guy. He only had 1 catch for 4 yards in the game. So they got to find a way to integrate him with whether that be sweeps, whether that be screen passes. You know the drill there. But as long as they can find a way to do it, that's all that matters. So turning back to the offense as a whole, though, Luke Getsy's scheme of the zone blocking actually looks like it's working pretty well. And again, the pass, I'm a little concerned, mainly because Justin Fields, again, was under high duress while he was in the game. But during the run part of it, though, they were looking pretty solid. And again, this was an offensive line I had pegged at 24th in the league last year. So if they can deliver on that aspect at least, I have hope for this team. Unfortunately, though, we start week 1 against the 49ers, and that's coming up sooner than later. That defense is going to be a nightmare to deal with, again, with Bosa on the edge, and then also with the second highest paid linebacker in there, with the Ford out there. It's going to be a rough showing. But, again, as long as they can show strides of improvement, I think there's a chance they can win that game. And Fields, again, seems to be adapting well to this offense. He's getting his reads down. The design rollouts look like they're working, which is huge for the team. So going from there, I really do have a lot more faith in what, Poles and Eberflus are building here. But that's it for today. Tomorrow we're going to have the first edition of Bondo Bets coming live at you in the Bourbon Bear. So get excited for that. If you want to bet Week 3 preseason, you'll probably lose knowing Bondo. But hey, worth a little entertainment for the week, so we'll go from there. Thank you all, and have a great weekend. Bye.